At royal dinners, Princess Catherine isn't just eating, she's performing diplomacy with a fork. One wrong move becomes a headline. These are 20 strict table rules she has to follow, including the one tradition that can end your meal instantly, even mid-bite. Number 20. Phones don't exist at the table. At a royal dinner, Princess Catherine treats her phone like it's in another universe. No checking messages, no quick photo, no screen face down beside the plate. Even a tiny glance breaks the illusion of attention and respect, and it can make the person speaking feel ignored, so the rule is simple. Once you sit, your focus stays on the people, the moment, and the etiquette always. Number 19. Posture is part of the protocol. Princess Catherine sits like the camera is always live because it is. Shoulders relaxed, back straight, and elbows kept off the table. She stays composed without looking stiff. Good posture isn't just polite, it keeps the table neat, prevents accidental bumps with glasses, and makes conversation feel calm. Slouching reads as boredom. Leaning too far forward reads as overeager. The goal is balanced, poised, comfortable, and quietly formal, even while eating and chatting. Number 18. Serve others before yourself. If something is being passed, bread, butter, condiments, Princess Catherine prioritizes the people beside her before taking her own. It's an old-school signal of respect and ease. You're not grabbing, you're helping the table run smoothly. It also prevents awkward reaching and keeps the setting pristine. Even small gestures read loudly in a formal room. Passing politely, offering first, and keeping hands movements minimal makes everything feel calm and elevated. And here's the part most people mess up because at a royal table, grabbing the wrong utensil isn't oops, it's a tiny headline. Number 17. Use the cutlery map outside in. At a formal banquet, Princess Catherine reads the place setting like a map. The outermost knife, fork, and spoon are used first, then she works inward with each new course. That way she never hesitates, never grabs the wrong utensil, and never creates a clink and panic moment. Multiple glasses can follow a similar logic too, depending on what's poured. Number 16. You don't choose a seat, your seat chooses you. At a state banquet, Princess Catherine doesn't pick a spot. Every seat is assigned for diplomacy, hierarchy, and smooth logistics. And she follows the plan without hesitation. That means no swapping for comfort, no sliding closer to friend, and no, can I sit next to requests, place cards, and staff direction do the talking. Even arriving at the table is guided and timed because the room has a rhythm. Her job is to look relaxed while respecting the order. Number 15. Gloves off before anything else. If the dress code involves gloves, Princess Catherine removes them once she's properly seated and the meal is about to begin. Gloves look elegant for arrivals and greetings, but at 5 the table they're impractical and messy, especially with multiple courses and glassware. So the move is simple and discreet. Settle in, napkin to lap, gloves off, and hands ready for cutlery, not ceremony. No food handling while gloved. Number 14. Follow the room's cues to start. Princess Catherine never begins eating just because the plate lands in front of her. Timing is social glue. You wait for the host's cue, then move with the table. The same goes for toasts. When the moment comes, she rises when appropriate, lifts her glass at the right beat, and keeps the gesture controlled. No big clinks, no waving. It's all about respect and making the guest of honor feel properly welcomed without stealing focus. Number 13. Match the pace of the table. At a state banquet, Princess Catherine can't eat like she's rushing through lunch. She keeps pace with the room, slow enough to look composed but not so slow that service gets awkward. The goal is to finish each course around the same time as everyone else, especially the people nearest her. Eating too fast draws attention. Eating too slowly holds up the flow. Now let's go from table movement to table conversation because that's where elegance really shows. Number 12. Don't reach across. Ask for it to be passed. Princess Catherine won't stretch across plates, glassware, or other guests to grab something. Reaching looks chaotic and risks knocking a glass, blocking someone's view, or creating an awkward moment. The rule is simple. Ask quietly, then let the item travel. If it's out of reach, she'll wait rather than lunging. This is one of those manners that makes a table look effortless. Number 11. Conversation rotates so nobody gets left out. Formal dining has a classic rhythm. Princess Catherine will engage the person to one side, then later shift to the other so nobody gets stuck watching her talk to the same person all night. The vibe is balanced attention, warm, inclusive, and never cliquey. It also keeps the table energy even and helps guests feel seen. The trick is making it look natural, like she's just being friendly, not following a script. Number 10. Talk but don't take over. At a royal table, Princess Catherine aims for conversation that feels easy and flattering to others without dominating. She'll ask questions, keep topics positive, and avoid anything that turns the table tense. Oversharing, loud storytelling, or cutting people off is a fast way to look unpolished. The skill is presence without pressure. She's engaging but never overwhelming. She contributes enough to keep the mood alive while leaving space for the guest of honor and the people around her to shine. And just when you think dessert is the easy part, it's actually where the most people slip because the rules quietly change again. Number 9. British fork style tines down. In traditional British dining, Princess Catherine keeps the fork tines facing down while eating. Instead of scooping, she uses the knife to guide food onto the back of the fork. This style also keeps bites neat and controlled, which matters when cameras exist and the table is packed with glassware. It's basically elegance in micro movements, tiny actions, zero mess. Number 8. Dessert has its own rules. Dessert isn't the moment to relax into chaos. Princess Catherine uses the proper dessert cutlery, often a spoon and fork, so everything stays tidy. Soft puddings, creams, and layered desserts are handled in small bites with controlled movements and minimal scraping sounds. Even if the dessert is incredible, she won't look overly enthusiastic or messy. It's calm, polished enjoyment, like she's appreciating it, not battling it. Number 7. Don't gesture with cutlery. When Princess Catherine speaks, her knife and fork don't become hand props. Pointing with a fork, waving a spoon, or lifting a knife while talking looks aggressive and unrefined, especially under bright lights and cameras. She keeps cutlery down when talking. Finishes a bite, then speaks clearly. It also prevents accidental drips or clinks and keeps the table vibe smooth. The rule is basically words do the talking, not your utensils. Number 6. Posture and chewing stay controlled even while eating. Princess Catherine maintains a clean, calm presence. Sit upright, chew with mouth closed, and avoid speaking mid-bite. It sounds obvious, but at that level, obvious is the whole game. Loud chewing, leaning over the plate, or rushing bites can make the table feel less refined. She also keeps movements compact. No dramatic wipes, no fidgeting. The goal is to look present and respectful, like the meal is part of the event, not the main event. Number 5. Napkin etiquette stays subtle. At the table, Princess Catherine keeps her napkin on her lap, not tucked into her collar or draped like a towel. If she needs it, she dabs lightly. No big wiping motions, no dramatic cleanup. When she briefly leaves the table, the napkin is placed neatly so the setting still looks composed. The whole point is to keep the table looking calm and controlled, even during a multi-course meal, because once the napkin's handled wrong, everything else starts to unravel. And bread is usually where that unraveling becomes obvious. Number 4. Bread is broken, not bitten. If bread is served, Princess Catherine doesn't pick up a roll and bite into it like it's a sandwich. In formal dining, bread is broken into small pieces first, then eaten one piece at a time. Butter is applied to the small piece, not to the whole roll, so it stays neat and avoids crumbs everywhere. It's a tiny habit, but it prevents mess and keeps the rhythm elegant. And when you're being photographed, crumb management is basically a survival skill. Number 3. Soup has a choreography. Soup seems easy until you're doing it in a room full of cameras. Princess Catherine takes small spoonfuls, fills the spoon by moving it away from her, and avoids loud slurps. If the bowl is nearly empty, she tilts it slightly away from herself so the last spoonfuls are neat and discreet. No lifting the bowl, no scraping noises, no chasing liquid like it's a race. The point is to keep movements minimal and controlled. In a formal dining setting, soup isn't just food, it's a manners test. Number 2. The I'm finished signal is non-negotiable. When Princess Catherine is done with a course, she doesn't leave cutlery scattered like a crime scene. She places her knife and fork together in a clear, finished position on the plate. This signals staff that the course is complete and the plate can be cleared smoothly. It's practical but also visual. Everything looks orderly at a glance. In a banquet with dozens of guests, these tiny signals keep service flowing. One messy plate can slow the whole rhythm and create awkward pauses. Number 1. The famous tradition. When the monarch finishes, the table follows. This is the rule everyone talks about. If the monarch signals they're finished, everyone else wraps up too. Princess Catherine would follow that cue without making a moment of it because that's the entire point. Now here's the key. It's often described as a long-standing royal tradition, but it isn't always publicly confirmed as a hard rule today. Either way, the survival move is the same. Eat at a steady pace. Stay aware and never be caught mid-feast when the room shifts. And that's the wild part. At a royal table, the smallest habits are the loudest signals. If you learned one rule you'd actually use in real life, drop it in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and tap the next video. We'll see you there.